The 5 Competitive Forces That Shape Strategy, by Michael E. Porter. Narrated by Dr. Tirakat Jiran. Part 3.
The power of suppliers. Powerful suppliers capture more of the value for themselves by charging higher prices, limiting quality or services, or shifting costs to industry participants. Powerful suppliers, including suppliers of labor, can squeeze profitability out of an industry that is unable to pass on cost increases in its own prices. Microsoft, for instance, has contributed to the erosion of profitability among personal computer makers by raising prices on operating systems. PC makers, competing fiercely for customers who can easily switch among them, have limited freedom to raise their prices accordingly. Companies depend on a wide range of different supplier groups for inputs. The supplier group is powerful if it is more concentrated than the industry it sells to. Microsoft's near monopoly in operating systems, coupled with the fragmentation of PC assemblers, exemplifies this situation. The supplier group does not depend heavily on the industry for its revenues. Suppliers serving many industries will not hesitate to extract maximum profits from each one. If a particular industry accounts for a large portion of a supplier group's volume or profit. However, suppliers will want to protect the industry through reasonable pricing and assist in activities such as R&D and lobbying. Industry participants face switching costs in changing suppliers. For example, shifting suppliers is difficult if companies have invested heavily in specialized ancillary equipment or in learning how to operate a supplier's equipment, as with Bloomberg terminals used by financial professionals. Or firms may have located their production lines adjacent to a supplier's manufacturing facilities, as in the case of some beverage companies and container manufacturers. When switching costs are high, industry participants find it hard to play suppliers off against one another. Note that suppliers may have switching costs as well. This limits their power. Suppliers offer products that are differentiated. Pharmaceutical companies that offer patented drugs with distinctive medical benefits have more power over hospitals, health maintenance organizations, and other drug buyers, for example, than drug companies offering me-too or generic products. There is no substitute for what the supplier group provides. Pilots' unions, for example, exercise considerable supplier power over airlines, partly because there is no good alternative to a well-trained pilot in the cockpit. The supplier group can credibly threaten to integrate forward into the industry. In that case, if industry participants make too much money relative to suppliers, they will induce suppliers to enter the market.